I'm not depressed. I'm just figuring shit out. That's really where I wanna. Yeah, that's where I wanna go with it today, bro. I'm not depressed. I'm just figuring shit out, bro. It's like, what do I mean by that, bro? It's like I feel like a lot for a very long time, a very long period of my life. I've always thought that I was depressed. And I'm not gonna say that I wasn't depressed because yeah, I was depressed, but the older I got and the more I came into that feeling of depression every time, like whenever I came back to it, it started to feel less and less like depression and more and more like I don't know what this feeling is. And it's like me not knowing what this feeling is, it kind of just brought me to that realization that like I don't know what to feel. And me not knowing what to feel, it just made me even further more realize that like I don't know what to feel because I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am, bro. I spent such a long time, like, I spent a long fucking time just being who everybody else wanted me to be. And when I say I spent a long time, I mean, I spent like, I think ever since I was born, bruh. Like, I'm not gonna say ever since I was born because, but like ever since I was a kid, I'll say that. Ever since I was a kid, because that's literally how I was raised, you know? If you grow up with Caribbean parents, I don't know what kind of parents y'all grew up with, but maybe you can relate if you grow up with just parents that are just not from America. Or maybe even if your parents are from America, they just, you know, have a old school way of thinking. But it's like when your parents say they want you to do this, they want you to be like this, or whatever the parents say, bro. It's a must. It's like no if ands about it, bro. You need to be like this. If you're not like this, then you're trash, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're not worthy, you're worthless, like whatever it is, bro. It's just how it is, bro. So it's just like slowly but surely your subconscious start to just go to I have if I'm not if I'm not being the person that this person wants me to be and I'm not pleasing you know, their image of me and their like I'm kind of twisting my shit, but it's like if I'm not, fulfilling the image of me in their heads, then I'm not good enough. Yeah. And it's like, bruh, I spent so much of my life just in that. I've been living in everybody else's reality. And what makes it so much like, what made it, like, I feel like what the depression really came from is that I was aware of something. It's like I was aware that like there's so much more to life than just, this, right? Like I kind of just woke up from this whole trap, this whole life trap where it's just like everybody works for money, everybody works for this and that. And I just seen the bigger picture in my life, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the bigger picture was. I didn't know, like, I knew I wanted something in life, but I knew it wasn't what everybody was telling me that I wanted, right? And I was aware of that. But what I was not aware of is that I had to figure out who I was in order for me to be able to actually see the vision, see the bigger picture. But I was never aware of that. So I just spent so much time in kind of this thing where I would say felt like limbo. Like, I didn't know. I just didn't know, bro. It just like I was always just compared to somebody else. So I always felt like I just subconsciously always felt like I had to be somebody else in order to be me, I guess. In order to just be something, in order to be seen. And bruh, that shit fucking sucks. Like dead ass. It's like I spent so long, bro. And it's like, bro, you see all these people, right? You look at everybody around you, bro. Everybody's like, okay, yeah, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that with my life. Yeah, I'm gonna go this route. It's like everybody got a route that they're gonna take. Everybody knows what they want to do with themselves because they know themselves at least a little bit in order to know exactly where they're gonna go in life. You know, they know at least something about themselves, bro, because they were given that opportunity to be able to discover themselves and who they are in order to figure out what in order to get like a glimpse of what the bigger picture would be. And I felt like I low-key missed out on that opportunity. So then it's like I started tapping into that realization once I was already into this whole trap that society wants you to be in. Like the world wants you to be this fucking robot. This world wants you to be this good citizen, like this law-abiding citizen and shit, right? They want you to be a good worker. They want you to work these jobs, go up higher in management. If not, then just keep on working the job as a regular associate. I don't give a fuck. Just keep on working for me. It's just how the world wants you to be, right? And I fell into that shit because I don't know who I am. But like, I started to tap into that realization like around like 22 years old, bro. And it was just like around that time, I already like kind of put myself in a hole where it was like I had to kind of fight my way out. And I literally just been on that for a couple of years now, bro. Just making my way out of this hole, bro. Just figuring myself out, bro. I ventured off into so many different ideologies, so much different beliefs, so much different just identities, bro. Just trying to figure myself out. And slowly but surely, I'm figuring myself out. I'm figuring out who I am as a person. You ever notice how, like, you ever watch, like, people videos, right? Like, let me use Young Don as an example. I don't know if you know who Young Don is. He's a YouTuber. Young Don the Sauce God. He used to make animation videos. Now he make reaction videos and shit. But here's the thing about Young Don, right? If you ask Young Don a question, actually, no. Let me move to Astro Dior. I don't know if you know who that is. That's the other YouTuber. He didn't make animations, but he makes reaction videos now, and he does kind of the same thing that Young Don does. But the thing about Astro Dior is that he knows himself so well. Like, whatever situation there is that he's watching on a reaction video, like whatever's going on, he always knows exactly how he would react in a certain situation. And yeah, everybody always have a way that they would act. Everybody will always tell you this how I would be in this situation if it was me. And then they'll say some shit where they're kind of like the tough guy or whatever, or like they're tougher than what they actually think they are. But him, he's real. Like he's so like even if it makes him look bad as a person, he'll say exactly what it is that he would do in a situation. And it's always consistent. Like I notice it's always consistent. It's never like something different. He always knows exactly what he will do in a certain situation. It's just like I realized that like this dude, he just knows who he is as a person. He just knows himself. And it's like I envy that low key because it's like, bro, to be able to know yourself probably gotta be like it 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 gotta feel great because the people who's around you, you know that they're in like you're able to be who you are around people and you're never gonna change who you are. Maybe you'll grow as a person, but you're not gonna change who you are. And it's like all your friends are the exact type of friends that you would want in your life. It's not you're not making friends because you acted like this with one group of people, and then this other group of people you act this way, and then other group of people you act this way, and then you just have different friends that won't even mesh together, right? But it's like you're just yourself, who you are to the core, and it is like every friend that you make is a friend that you don't got to change who you are around other friends of yours. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you ever see those people where they have so many different friend groups, they have so many, and then this friend group will not mesh with this friend group, kind of thing? It's because they have different personality, they have different identities. It's like me, bro. I have this type of friend group, I have this type of friend group. And if these two friend groups were to meet each other, they wouldn't mesh well together. And if I was to act the way I act around this friend group, and I was to act the way I act around that friend group, like in different, like in the opposite friend groups, they would say I'm acting weird. They would think I acting different type shit, right? And it's like when it comes to Astro Dior, a person like Astro Dior, he could be with this friend group, he could be with that friend group. He'll be himself, and it don't matter which friend group he's in. He's always just him, and everybody fucks with him just for that, you know. And it's just knowing yourself. You just know who you are to the core. It's like, bro, I feel like I missed out on that while growing up. So now I'm just now catching up with that. And yeah, so for a long time, it's like I felt like I mistook me just trying to figure out who I am, me not knowing who I am, as depression. It's like as when I'm depressed, I just felt like I'm lost. I just feel like nothing matters. I just felt like what's the point of even existence? You know? Like what's the point of it all? When the whole point was just for me to just figure out who I am. If I knew who I was, I know exactly what I want to do to get out of this depressive mood, this depressing mood. But I didn't know what I wanted to do when I felt depressed because I didn't know who I was. So I feel like it was just my body, it was just my soul, something in me trying to tell me I need to go out and venture and just discover who I am. And so yeah, I'm doing that, bro. Bro, I've been making videos for so fucking long, bro. So fucking long, bro. I've been making videos, bro. I've been grinding making videos, and I did a lot of talking videos, and I made so much talking videos, and it just, some of them, you know, I I like how it feels making the video, but then other ones, it just felt like I was just trying to speak out my ass and act and take on an identity and be something I'm actually not, and just like like be a teacher or this or that. But I don't. In it, a lot of the videos I made, it just came out as me. I just felt like I didn't know what I was talking about, bro. Like I didn't genuinely know I was talking about, and it just, you know, I just kind of felt like I was just kind of just like pulling shit out my ass. But slowly I had to take a break from those videos. You can look back at my old videos, bro. Just me talking. Some of them are real. Some of them are just, I'm just trying too hard. Now it's just like I'm talking about this shit, bro. I always knew I had to talk about this shit somehow, and doing this stuff, I feel like I'm able to talk about shit more, and I'm able to like discover more, bro, and get more in tune with myself because I don't really have a homeboy. I don't really have a friend where it's just like, you know how some people they have friends where they're able to just talk to. Like sometimes you just need a person to talk to, be real with, like for a second, bro. Like you can't do everything on your own. Sometimes you just need a friend, bro. And I don't really have that. I never really had that. I never had somebody to just talk to and just like yap and just talk without having somebody, you know, give their 2 cents in. It's like I don't really care what you gotta say. I just want to say what I'm saying right now, bro. And I just want somebody to listen. That's it. And this YouTube shit, bro, right now, it's like being on Clash Radio and just chatting, and then, you know, I finish what I get to say, and then y'all drop y'all comments. It just, bro, I like this. It just feels good. It feels natural. It feels like something I actually needed, bro. It feels like something I actually needed, bro. Like this is just the right way, bro. So, yeah. I like how I was able to figure that shit out, bro. Dead ass. I know there's so much more to figure out, but it's like I like how I was able to figure out that it wasn't depression. It was just me not knowing who I was. That's all. And you probably think like, bro, why not just go to therapy or some shit? But I don't know that whole. Maybe I got it. I'm just too immature. But the whole idea of therapy, bro, it just don't sit right with me, dude. It just like you gotta pay somebody to listen to you talk and shit, bro. Nah. It just low key. It feels low key desperate. No disrespect to anybody that do it, bro. But it's just like it feels desperate, low key, bro. I just gotta get out that mindset. I feel like, but it's just like it's just the idea of paying somebody to listen to me. It just I'm not gonna be real with you, bro. It's just like, bro, I'm paying you to listen to me. It just don't feel genuine, bro. It's like, how can it feel genuine if you gotta pay this person to listen to you? Once that hour is up, they don't want to hear no more. So just like, it just don't feel good, bro. Like, I'd rather have somebody that I can actually talk to that's just gonna sit there and listen and actually want to listen with no money needed, no whatever that you could give them. They don't need nothing. They just want to be there. Just just because they want to be there because they're a friend. That's it. I feel like I'd rather have that than just do this whole therapy thing, bro. Like dead ass. And like maybe if I do really, really need therapy, like for something that's like medical, then okay, yeah. Because there's some things where you actually genuinely need therapy. Like I don't know if it's like ADHD or not, but I don't know if you need therapy for ADHD. Like I don't know to figure out like if you have like a mental illness, right? Like some people got like schizophrenia or some shit, but you're not able to figure that shit out unless you speak to a therapist and shit or something. I don't know, bro. I'm not too educated on that, bro. So I might just be saying some bullshit, but yeah, that's pretty much all I really got to say, bro. We finished this off with a winner. Let's go. We get into 10,000 trophies. That's a long road. That's a long road. But you made it this far in the video, so you might as well just leave a like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate you for staying this long. I really do. You don't know how much I really do appreciate it. I'm just letting you know.